Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Star Cub Review. I'm your host, Star Cub. It's great to be back. I have had a couple of days off recently. Family matters. I had to go to Ocean City to sort out some family stuff. I've been away for the last couple of days, and in that time, while I was away, I was able to finish a really bloody amazing manga, which I got around to read, and I read it within 2 days, and wow, all I can really say is wow. I really enjoyed it. I've never read this type of manga before, although I have read some of his earlier work, and everyone is probably wondering who it is. I'm referring to Junji Ito, body horror, Japanese manga extraordinaire, as I call him. He is basically the master of body horror. He certainly gives David Cronenberg a run for his money. That's for damn sure. And the book I'm referring to, it's a collection, all in one. It's his Uzumaki. All I can really say on this is, wow, it literally drew me in, and I did not want to stop reading it. Even when I went to bed, I did not want to stop reading it. It is one of those mangas that really captivated me. When I say body horror, yes, it's got a lot of body horror in it. It is a body horror manga, although the body humor is not just one. That's one aspect of it. There's another aspect, which is the horror, but it's also very psychological, very deep with a lot of the messages it's trying to send. A lot of it is spiraling into madness, never knowing when you're going to get out of it. Something's always following you. The spirals being one. Paranoid about everything turning into a spiral. The visceral horror. The visual horror of it as well. The characters that get intertwined in the stories is just horrific. I have never read something quite like Uzumaki, where the body horror is one of the coolest aspects of it, but also the psychological horror of it, the visceral horror, the actual horror of it, and the fact that a lot of these characters are so tragic in some of their stories. Like, they may have family issues, their depression, they're spiraling out of control. They could be the happiest child in school and whatnot, and then the next minute an event comes along and completely fucks your shit up. It is one of those mangas where I really can't say what I liked and what I didn't like, because it's a masterpiece of it's just a masterpiece of work. Junji Ito, really, this is his magnum opus. Although I've not read his other works like To Me and Gyo or Gaio. Sorry if I'm butchering that, people. I'm not quite sure how that one is. I think it's Gyo or Yo. But I've not read those works, but now it's got me wanting to read more of his stuff, especially some of his other works. There's some of his other works. Like, I read one of them. I think it was, let me have a look on my notes. I think it was, I did a review on it. I'll have to have a look and pop that one up. It was some of his earlier works that he did. And it has body horror in it, but not as visceral as Uzumaki. And how Junji Ito just completely draws me in is the macabre of all the characters intertwining stories with what's happening in the town. I'm not gonna really dive too much into characters and that because I know I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of the characters' names. I just know I am. But it's basically it's set in a Japanese town. On the coast of Japan, and it's cursed. And it's virtually one of the characters. Kiri is one of the main characters in it, and basically she discovers that the town is cursed with a spiral curse or whatever it is. It's really, really hard to. It's sort of like people are afraid of seeing, like, it starts small and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's virtually people are paranoid about seeing everything that's a spiral. They start seeing spirals in whirlpools. They start seeing spirals in cremations. They start seeing spirals on trees. They start seeing spirals in the grass or the flowers. It's really, really, it's almost alien-like as well, but it also has this really demonic presence about it, but it's almost like it's very alien as opposed to something like a demon as such. But I think it's a combination of all of that, really, but some of it across to me where, you know, some people turn into snails, like the snail people, and they grow a shell out of their back, and some of them twist into spirals. It's really gross and disgusting. In spots, it made me feel sick, which is exactly what I think is spot on with this particular type of manga. Uzumaki really makes you feel for the characters. It really does. Just the way that he treats some of his main characters, like, oh my god, they go through the ringer, people. Some of the worst shit happens to them, and I swear to God, it's like he really loves his main characters, but puts them through the shittiest events to the point where it almost completely breaks them and they go insane. It's amazing. This manga is really amazing. It really makes you think, like, could I be that paranoid? Like, am I gonna start seeing spirals? Like, I know it's a work of manga and it's not real, but it also shows you too, like, mental illness, downward spiral with depression, you know, people to make themselves feel good or to feel connected to something, they hear a rumor or they hear about this, or it's been around for generations and their family passed it on to their family, to their family, to their kids, blah blah blah, and it goes down the line. And then of course everyone starts hearing, oh, you hear rumors that this town is cursed, and you know, saying spirals, you're gonna spiral in, you know, there's a pun right there, spiral into a sea of depression. And it's insane that Junji Ito has got me so hooked on this particular masterpiece of manga. Uzumaki is hands down probably one of my favorite horror manga that I've read in a very, very long time. It is brim full of stories that are all interconnected with each other, and they've got some lovely color pictures there. Like, the work is just amazing. His artwork is extremely amazing. There's, in this whole book, there's 648 pages, and there's 19 chapters of stories, and then one lost chapter, which is galaxies. But just to give you an idea, some of the chapters, the Spiral Obsession Part 1, the Spiral Obsession Part 2, the Scar, the Firing Effect, Twisted Souls, Medusa, Jack in the Box, the Snail, the Black Lighthouse, Erosion, Butterflies, the Storm, the Labyrinth. There's there's a lot in here that will just keep you drawn in for a very, very long time. And you won't want to put it down. That's all I can really say on Junji Ito's Uzumaki. If you haven't read it, read it, because it's bloody amazing. What do I give that out of 10? I give it a 9 out of 10. Probably one of the best horror mangas I've read in a very, very long time, and that's saying a lot. Junji Ito, you can feel everything on the page that he puts on the page. You can feel it. You can imagine that you're there, your bones cracking and the blood, you can smell it. I mean, I was reading and I could have sworn I could have felt what those characters were going through in terms of their bones twisting and all this weird shit that happens. I'm telling you, people, go out and get it. If you've read it, great. Let me know what you think on Uzumaki. Give me some ideas on other Japanese horror, especially body horror. But I think it's very hard to beat Junji Ito when it comes to body horror. Like I said, I read some of his earlier works, and I don't think his earlier works are that great. They're okay, but I think Uzumaki, like I said, is his magnum opus for manga. I really do, hands down. And there you go, people. That's my review for Uzumaki by Junji Ito. Get out there, get it, read it. If you have, great. Let me know what you all think. And I will be posting several more videos throughout the week, throughout the rest of this week, over the next couple of days, as I've been away, and I've got plenty of videos to throw up for y'all, so you can watch and let me all know what you think. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a great night. Catch you later. Bye.